What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we got a special video. I'm joined by Chris from 5i Research. We're actually going to be talking about Shopify stock today. And Chris, I don't know if you know, but a number of months back, I made a video saying I'm not going to be buying Shopify, not one of the stocks that I was liking at the moment. I thought it would be very valuable to have a professional such as yourself give kind of the counter argument to that. Like, investing is always two sides to the coin, and now it may be offering I may have a different perspective on it now that shares are down, but I know you've prepared some research. Why don't you quickly introduce yourself? And we'd love to hear what you have to say to our audience.
Definitely. Sounds good. Well, thanks a lot, Brendan, for having me here. My name's Chris White. I'm a senior investment analyst with 5i Research. We provide independent investment research for Canadian investors. And today we're going to be talking about Shopify. And this is a name that we like, and we've been covering it since 2019. One of the main reasons that we like this name is that Canada doesn't have quite the same tech landscape that the US does. And Shopify has been one of Canada's largest tech success stories. So really, we feel that this gives it a lot of support for it to succeed. So if Shopify succeeds, consumers are happy, businesses are happy, and overall, the Canadian economy succeeds. For those that aren't familiar with Shopify, so what Shopify does is it is an e-commerce platform that allows merchants to have a single snapshot of their business across all different sales channels. And so Shopify's platform has many different features, including payment processing, inventory management, and marketing tools. And what's really amazing about Shopify's story is just how it's evolved over the years. So it's really grown from this business that at the beginning just enabled merchants to create an online store and display the items that they were selling, to now one that processes payments, provides short-term loans, business coaching, shipping and fulfilling services, business analytics, and even advertising. And so a testament to how much the company has grown over the years is that in 2021, Shopify accounted for 10% of all US e-commerce sales. This was behind Amazon at 41%, but ahead of Walmart and eBay at 6.6 and 4.2%. And so how the company makes money is it really has two operating segments. The first is called subscription solutions, and this accounts for about 1/3 of the company's total revenues. So what subscription solutions are is it's essentially just the subscription fee the merchants need to pay to operate their online store. And the second operating segment is called merchant solutions. And this accounts for about 2/3 of the company's overall sales, so being the bulk of its sales. These are additional services such as Shopify Pay, Shopify Capital being its lending arm. And this is kind of the transactional side of Shopify, so a little bit more cyclical. So this part of the revenue depends on the success of merchants. So as merchants are more successful in selling and even more merchants join the platform, Shopify just becomes a little bit more successful as a whole. And the 2/3 of their sales just kind of grow alongside the merchants. So now we're going to get into price action a little bit. So getting to the elephant in the room, shares are down about 75% from their highs in late 2021. But at the same time, when we look over a longer time frame, shares have still grown by about 30% annually on a 5-year basis. So while it's down a lot over the past year or so, Shopify's success story is much more than just a couple of years. And when we look on a long-term basis, it's still going up and to the right. On a valuation basis, Shopify's forward price to sales ratio is trading at about 8 times right now. And this is a level that the company hasn't seen since 2016. So this means that it's at a discount to its historical average, dating back 6 years plus. And the company is expecting to be profitable next year going forward, and sales are expected to grow by about 20% next year. And we even feel that 20% sales growth is a bit conservative, given that the company has grown sales by about 55% annually over the past 3 years. So indicating that it has a lot more room for growth. And so not only do we think that the company can grow its sales organically by adding more revenue streams, similarly to what it's done over the past several years, but we also see it as having the ability for acquisitive growth. So right now, Shopify has about $5 billion in cash and just about no debt. So this leaves it with a lot of room for potential acquisitive growth, and it can make some acquisitions if it wants to grow by that way. And just on that point about adding more revenue streams, so Shopify actually recently introduced a new platform. It's called Shopify Commerce Components. And this essentially allows enterprise retail clients to pick and choose different pieces of Shopify's infrastructure and integrate it into their stores. So Mattel is looking at integrating Shopify components into its stores. And this really just demonstrates the level of innovation and the ability for it to continue to grow and expand its services. So kind of in summation here, my long-term narrative on the stock is that the company's platform is going to be entrenched in merchants all across North America, and its presence will grow much greater than it is today at just being 10% of all US e-commerce sales. We see the e-commerce space growing and Shopify eating into this growing market share. And the narrative that I've heard and liked over time is software eating the world. So over time, software embeds itself into every aspect of our daily lives, and digitizing the retail space just makes a lot of sense. So that's really my long-term thesis on Shopify. We think that investors do need to have a long-term view on this name, and it's important to take into the consideration the potential growth of the e-commerce space, coupled with the strong management team at Shopify.
Thanks, Chris. I want to bring it back to what you said at the very beginning. Like, I think
Yeah,
you opened up with some very strong points, and without a doubt, Shopify is a Canadian favorite. Like, as a
yeah,
YouTuber, I see
yeah,
what people are saying in the comments. Whether it's from an investor standpoint or, like you said, even just a consumer standpoint, I know so many people who buy into Shopify because it has actually changed their business. Like, they've gone
right.
from, one of our students actually, had a flower business, like selling flowers, bouquets, flowers, and they've transitioned totally to digital via Shopify. And it's cases like that where there is such a loyalty uh, to the name. As you
Yeah,
said, there's
yeah,
not many options in the Canadian market at the end of the day.
yeah.
And, you know, yeah, there was a lot of, geez, I'm just thinking of all the good points you made there, thinking back. Really well done. And thank you for preparing that.
Yeah,
I think the viewers will really appreciate that. At the time I filmed that video, a lot of people say, "Oh, Brandon hates Shopify, blah 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 blah," and I just want to give counter arguments because
yeah,
clearly, like you said, the business has grown into honestly like a super app, right? Like
yeah,
they've
right.
transitioned from just hey, we're online retail presence to all of these additional features. It's such a innovative way for a business to grow,
Yeah,
and like you said, despite the drop this year, if you have been a long-term holder of Shopify, you're still earning, exceptional returns. And I will just say, my stance on it now, it looks a heck of a lot more attractive to me. Like, you know, I haven't yet pulled the trigger on Shopify, but it is on
mhm,
my watch list for many of the reasons you talked about today.
right.
And it's like you said, the business is continuing to grow, and I just want to thank you for putting that together. And
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Well, thanks a lot for having me, Brendan. It was great to discuss our views and thoughts on Shopify. And like you said, merchants are looking to Shopify as their central hub for all things business operation wise. So it makes sense that it can just grow from here.
that one stat that just popped again to mind was like the second, I believe you said the second largest online presence, like ahead of Walmart.
That's right.
Obviously
Yeah,
Amazon's in a league of its own, but I
yeah,
think a lot of people wouldn't think of that as a Canadian-based company. But
yeah.
yeah, very promising. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about what you guys do at 5i? Happy to share another Canadian resource that may be valuable to them. I believe we even do have a little, possibly a sign-up offer for them. I'll let you kind of take the stage here.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. So at 5i Research, we provide investment research services for do-it-yourself investors. Basically, our members get a lot of insights from our research reports on Canadian companies. We also offer a question and answer section where members can ask questions about the financial markets. We talk about earnings releases, really any other investment topic. And we also offer model portfolios. So we have a balanced equity, income, and growth model portfolio that investors can follow along with. And I believe that we are going to be offering a 14-day free trial in the link notes.
So it's basically a research companion tool, if you will, for DIY investors, for Canadians. And I know people in the comment section will say, "Oh, you promote it." I'm not even being compensated for this. Chris is just a friend, and I want to highlight what they do over there. So I'm not even getting affiliates on these signups. So it's something that I would encourage you, like, for the 14-day free trial, try it out, see what you guys think. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation today. Thank you, Chris, for preparing that.
No
And
problem.
yeah, it's been a pleasure having you on the channel.
Yeah, no, that was great. Thanks a lot, Brendan.